Who's got your back? And whose back do you got? Well, let's find out what the Stoics think. Hi, my name's Dave, and welcome to my daily journey through the Daily Stoic. 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. If you enjoy Stoic content and self-improvement, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today is October 6th. Looking out for each other. It's in keeping with nature to show our friends affection and to celebrate their advance, as if it were our very own. For if we don't do this, virtue, which is strengthened only by exercising our perceptions, will no longer endure in us. Seneca, Moral Letters 109:15. Watching people succeed is one of the toughest things we can do, especially if we're not doing well ourselves. In our hunter-gatherer minds, we suspect that life is a zero-sum game. That someone to have more means that we might end up with less. But like all parts of philosophy, empathy and selflessness are a matter of practice. As Seneca observed, it is possible to learn to rejoice in all their success and be moved by their every failure. This is what a virtuous person does. They teach themselves to actively cheer for other people, even in cases that might come at their own expense, to put aside jealousy and possessiveness. You can too. Yeah, that's a really interesting one today, because it's really about, building those kind of bonds of like really strong friendship, right? You've probably heard the phrase, you're the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're those 5 people you spend the most time with, wouldn't you want to encourage them to not be jealous of them when they succeed, but actually like wish them on, be there for them when they succeed and be there for them when they fail? Because you'd want someone to do the same for you, right? Like recognizing that being there for someone and having that strong community and that support network doesn't mean that life isn't necessarily a zero-sum game. Just because they succeed doesn't mean you're going to fail or you're going to get less than if they get more than you. Rising tide raises all boats. So when we go up together and you start to build that strong knit, that community of men, of support network around you, that family, that bond, that brotherhood or sisterhood for the ladies watching, like it's building those tight-knit relationships that don't get like pulled apart by pettiness or possessiveness, but by seeing them grow. Like I've got some really good friends of mine back home in Seattle that I know I could call up at any time if I need help, and they're there for me, and they can do the same in return. And that's the power of good friendship. Of the part of being a virtuous person means that we have empathy for others, that we have kindness, that we can encourage and cheer on their wins when they win, because we win too, right? Because that's our friend. We want to support them, and we get that in return. And when they fail, to be there to pick them up, to help them along the way when they're struggling. And like the last few months, I've been kind of struggling a bit, and I've had such a great network of guys, particularly the people in the ADHD men's support group that I'm a part of. It's a strong bond where I've developed some really deep connections where they've helped me out. They've listened to my problems. They've been encouraging, given me advice, and supported me. And the same is true when they've been going through stuff, that I've been there to support them. And that just bonds us closer, that we feel closer to each other. There's, trying to do everything alone and by ourselves. It's kind of a recipe for failure. Like no one really succeeds on their own. They usually have help and support from those around them. So developing that strong support network, because it's funny, right? Because when you think of Stoics, you think of like, oh, it's the lone solo guy out doing everything on his own. But a true Stoic is someone who has his ride or dies. He has his crew, his brotherhood, his squad of people with him that support him along the way. And he does the same for them. So a little challenge for you. If you're watching this video, I want you to this is my challenge, to reach out to those people that you're closest to and show a little gratitude and appreciation for them for being your friend. Like just 3 of them. Send a video note or a voice note or a message just showing your appreciation and saying, hey man, I really appreciate you. Could be to mentors, could be to anyone. I do this a couple times a year where, especially when I'm getting kind of low on myself, and I reach out with gratitude to people that have had a positive influence on my life, either recently or in the past, and show them that gratitude and appreciation, because I know I would appreciate that on the other end, and I've received that myself. But two, it helps me feel kind of better, and recognizing that I've got those people in my corner. You have more people in your corner than you think you do. So that's my challenge for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and you have a great, if not better, day.